the dog. Though traditionally not part of their hunting practices, dogs are now becoming valued members of Hadzabe hunting teams, enhancing their survival and adapting their ancient ways to the present. A new addition to Hadzabe hunting. Historically, the Hadzabe hunted without the aid of domesticated animals, relying solely on their keen senses, deep knowledge of the land, and teamwork. However, as their environment changes and hunting becomes more difficult due to deforestation, game reserves, and competition with modern hunters, the Hadza have started to see the benefits of hunting dogs. Dogs bring a new dynamic to Hadzabe hunting, increasing their efficiency and success rates. The role of dogs in Hadzabe hunting. Newly trained hunting dogs, though tired from long chases, are proving to be an invaluable asset. They help hunt. The Hadzabe Bushmen, a tribe that has lived in harmony with the African wilderness for thousands of years, have a profound and intimate relationship with food. Their way of eating and cooking is not just about sustenance. It's an art, a celebration, and a connection to the land that nourishes them. For the Hadzabe, food is not only vital for survival, it's an integral part of their culture and survival strategies, often enjoyed in the simplest, yet most rewarding ways. Watching them eat and prepare food is a beautiful reflection of their deep respect for nature and their unique way of life. The Hadzabe's meals are based on what they can find in their immediate environment: wild fruits, tubers, honey, roots, and, most importantly, the meat from the animals they hunt. These foods are harvested and hunted with patience, skill, and a deep understanding of the land. Their knowledge of the wilderness enables them to forage for nutrient-rich plants and gather food from the earth in ways that are completely sustainable. This means that what they eat and how they prepare it is entirely driven by the rhythms of nature, the seasons, and the availability of food. When it comes to eating, the Hadzabe don't just consume food, they celebrate it. In a world of fast food and convenience, their meals are a reminder of the purity and simplicity of food in its natural form. A typical meal might consist of roasted wild meat, gathered honey, and fruits such as berries or melons, enjoyed directly in the wild with no need for fancy utensils. The experience of eating is communal. After a successful hunt, everyone in the tribe, men, women, and children, gathers together to share what's been caught, and there's often an air of joy and camaraderie that fills the space. The tribe eats with their hands, savoring every bite, as there are no distractions from modern technology or prepackaged foods. Every meal is a moment to connect with each other, with nature, and with the animals that gave their lives for the tribe's survival. The way the Hadzabe cook, or rather prepare their food, is incredibly simple yet effective. For instance, when roasting meat, they often build a small fire in the open, and the meat is cooked over the flames until perfectly tender. The technique is all about preserving the natural flavors of the food, rather than masking them with complex seasonings. This ancient method of cooking, honed over generations, is not only a way to prepare food but also an important part of the tribe's survival strategy. They know how to maximize the taste and nutrients from their food by using minimal resources, proving that sometimes, less is more. Honey is another delicacy the Hadzabe truly savor. Their skill in finding and harvesting wild honey is a perfect example of their remarkable relationship with nature. They use tools like smoke to calm the bees, allowing them to access the honeycombs without being stung. The joy of tasting fresh honey, directly from the hive, is something the Hadzabe look forward to and is often shared among the entire tribe. This connection to food is far more than sustenance. It is an experience that involves reverence for the land and its creatures. For the Hadzabe, food is not just about eating to fill the stomach. It's about honoring the resources they have, appreciating every part of the animal or plant, and ensuring nothing goes to waste. After hunting an animal, every part is used: skin, bones, and meat. Nothing is discarded. The bones might be turned into tools, the skin into clothing, and the meat provides nourishment for the tribe. This resourcefulness is a reflection of their deep respect for nature and the balance they maintain with it. The way the Hadzabe eat also underscores a fundamental cultural value: the importance of community and sharing. The tribe eats together, sitting in a circle, and the food is passed around freely. This communal aspect of dining fosters a strong sense of unity and belonging. The act of sharing food strengthens bonds and reinforces the tribe's collective identity. It's not uncommon for the Hadzabe to share their food with visiting tribes or strangers, exemplifying their deep sense of hospitality and generosity. There's also a quiet joy that radiates from the Hadzabe as they eat. It's not just the food that brings happiness. It's the way they live, the freedom they experience in the wild, and the deep connection to the earth that brings fulfillment. Every meal is a moment of reflection on the journey of survival and the balance of life and nature. Their laughter, stories, and simple enjoyment of the food reflect a profound sense of contentment and appreciation. Eating traditions of the Hadzabe and other African tribes, the cultural significance of eating with hands. In many African cultures, eating with hands is more than just a method of consuming food, it's an integral part of the cultural identity and way of life. Among the Hadzabe and other indigenous tribes, eating with hands is the deeply rooted tradition that fosters a sense of community, respect for food, and appreciation for cultural heritage. It connects individuals not only to their food but also to their ancestry, their environment, and each other. Hadzabe tribe, a hunter-gatherer's natural way of eating. The Hadzabe, one of the last remaining true hunter-gatherer tribes, live off the land by hunting wild game and foraging for natural resources. Their meals are a reflection of the deep connection they share with nature. When hunting animals such as baboons, antelopes, and birds, they roast the meat over an open fire and eat it directly, tearing off pieces with their fingers. The absence of utensils adds to the authenticity of the experience, making every meal a communal and intimate event. Their traditional way of eating is grounded in practicality and connection to nature. Since they rely on wild animals and forage plants as their food sources, eating with their hands is the most natural and convenient method of consuming their meals. Whether it's a freshly roasted piece of meat or a simple tuber, eating with hands ensures that the tribe maintains their deep respect for the food they've gathered, hunted, and prepared. Eating with hands, a universal tradition among African tribes. This method of eating isn't unique to the Hadzabe alone. Many other African tribes, including the Maasai, Fulani, Zulu, and others, have similar traditions. The use of hands, instead of utensils, plays an important role in creating a deep connection with the food. For example, fufu, popular in West and Central Africa, and ugali, a staple in East Africa, are eaten using hands. Fufu, a soft, dough-like food made from cassava, yams, or plantains, is often broken into pieces, rolled into small balls, and used to scoop up hearty stews, vegetables, or meats. Ugali, a firm maize porridge, is similarly eaten with hands by breaking off pieces and dipping it into soups or meat stews. In both cases, food is often served communally. With family and tribe members sharing from the same plate or bowl. The act of eating together in this way helps reinforce unity, tradition, and solidarity, making each meal a shared experience rather than a solitary one. Why do they eat with their hands? Cultural tradition. Eating with hands has been passed down from one generation to the next. And is deeply embedded in the social fabric of many African tribes. It's not just about the physical act of eating but about maintaining customs that have survived for centuries. By preserving these traditions, tribes can continue to honor their ancestors and the way they lived in close harmony with the land. Practicality. Many traditional foods are better suited to being eaten with hands. Fufu, ugali, and roasted meats are designed to be easily shaped and held without utensils. Additionally, communal meals often involve large portions that are shared amongst the tribe, and eating with hands facilitates that social interaction. This method of eating aligns perfectly with the lifestyle of hunter-gatherers, where the use of modern utensils would be impractical or unnecessary. Sensory connection. Eating with hands allows individuals to engage with their food on a deeper level. The texture of the food, whether it's the smoothness of fufu or the tenderness of freshly roasted meat, is better appreciated when felt through the hands. This sensory connection enhances the eating experience, making the food not only nourishing but also emotionally satisfying. The warmth and texture of the meal become an integral part of the experience, making each bite feel more personal and connected to nature. Community bonding. The communal nature of eating with hands strengthens social bonds. Meals are often shared directly from a common plate or bowl, and eating together promotes unity and a sense of belonging. For many tribes, the act of eating is symbolic of community and togetherness. Sharing food, especially in traditional ways, reinforces relationships and fosters a deep respect for the tribe and its members. It's a beautiful reminder that food is not just sustenance but also a way to strengthen human connections. A unique and authentic experience. For those lucky enough to experience this traditional way of eating with indigenous tribes like the Hadzabe, it is a profound and eye-opening cultural exchange. Visitors are often encouraged to eat with their hands, and doing so is seen as a sign of respect. It is a way of fully engaging with the culture, allowing people to understand and appreciate the methods of food preparation and consumption that have been passed down for generations. This authentic experience gives people a deeper appreciation for food traditions and the connection between people and their environment. It allows you to feel the texture of the food, experience it as the tribe does, and appreciate the hard work that goes into hunting, gathering, and preparing a meal. In a world full of modern conveniences, this return to traditional eating practices is a beautiful reminder of the ways in which we connect with nature, culture, and each other. Would you try eating with your hands? Would you be open to trying this traditional way of eating?